I told you when you hear this sound. I told you when you hear this sound. I told you when you hear this sound. You see, I said this before and I'll say it again. A lot of people think when you say that the PlayStation is dead or Western gaming is dead, or I'll even say to a degree, Xbox is dead. A lot of people believe that when you hear death or dead, that it's an instant thing. Right? It's just going to happen right away, because usually when something dies, it's usually that's what we perceive it to be. That no, it can't be dead, because I'm looking at PlayStation and Xbox and Western gaming right now. I'm looking at Xbox and PlayStation, Western gaming right now. How can it be dead? It's right here in front of my face. I can touch it. I can buy games digitally. I can buy my disc DRM base. I can, you know what I mean? But no, a lot of times the death process is a buildup. Even with the human body. I mean, you know, with age and with time, these bodies will deteriorate and move on. And they would no longer become useful. And thus our spirits and our energy can no longer use this vessel anymore. So we transfer and we move on. If for those of you who might believe in that type of hocus pocus mumbo jumbo. Sometimes what you eat or how you take care of yourself while you're in this form, if you're eating and smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol and eating sugary snacks and things of that such, polluting this vessel, this vehicle that the Most High has gifted to you, then that will start the death process. But if you take care of yourself, have a routine, eat all the proper foods and nutrients, then maybe you could take this vessel on a longer journey than most. Over there at Nintendo, I can't say Nintendo is dying, but I can say Xbox, I can't say PlayStation, I can't say Western gaming, because Nintendo is still sticking to its regiment of what Nintendo is. Do I have my problems with, per se, Nintendo games in the modern era? Yes, I do. Will I call that out in the future so that we all can be on board? Yes, I will. Have I made my comments and statements about modern Nintendo? Yes, I have. Especially when it pertains to games. I believe the games are getting a little bit watered down. That sense of awe and amazement that I used to see as a kid, even when I was pro PlayStation, I still couldn't deny the things that I was seeing on screen when it came to the evolution of Mario, the evolution of the Kirby games, the evolution of the Zeldas. Now, the Zelda Breath of the Wilds is doing that, you know. But I believe with the other IPs, I do feel like it's becoming a little watered down. But still, Nintendo's is keeping itself in shape. Nintendo is giving the gamers what they want. We ask for it, they give it to us, even though I feel like it's a little watered down, and I think Nintendo might need to slow down on giving us what we ask for. It's not about what we want, it's about what we need. But we'll get into that in a future video. But when I look at PlayStation, I can tell PlayStation's not taking care of itself. I don't see PlayStation in the slightest of forms. Western gaming, it's not taking care of itself. Western gaming, I wasn't really too negative towards Western gaming. I wouldn't say it was my go-to genre. I never considered what Western gaming was as actual video games. I think they do a wonderful job at creating simulations. If you're looking for a simulated experience, I think Western gaming is phenomenal when it comes to that. But when I'm talking about a video game, when you're actually playing a game, you're getting a challenge, I've never really considered Western gaming to be that. I think what we have right now is that the Nintendo Switch is offering gamers real games. And when you look at Gamescom, that just happened, I think, a couple of days ago, they're offering the simulation side more of a simulated experience. That's the reason why a lot of our simulated experiences are walking simulators, talking simulators. Grand Theft Auto is not a video game. That is nothing more than a simple simulation. You can watch the movie Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. Call of Duty, that is nothing more than just a war simulator. These are not games. And I feel like we have two communities that are combined, and it's like oil and water. It's not mixing. We have people that are believing to be they think that they're playing video games, but they're not. And then they want to try to dictate and tell us what a video game is. The PlayStation that I grew up with created games that I felt that were video games. Not only that, they had a huge support from third party that were able to create video games that were able to connect with the idea and the image of what PlayStation is. That's long gone. That is long, 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 long gone. And that was gone, man, years ago. When I saw Devil May Cry going to every platform, when I started to see Monster Hunter get away from PlayStation and go to the Nintendo, I saw all these platforms leaving the PlayStation. There's more and more and more franchises that were exclusive to PlayStation when I was a kid, but they have jumped ship years ago, letting you know that this was an ongoing process of PlayStation. It didn't just start today with this price hike. I have been saying for years, and I mean for years, and now you guys can finally see. It took you some time. It took you some time. It took you some time, but you're finally where I'm at. But no, excuse me, you're finally where I'm at 10 years ago. You got some more catching up to do. You got another 10 years to catch up. So when I see that PlayStation is raising the prices, when I see PlayStation, I got a lot of notes, and my notes are so jumbled up, and I'm so disorganized right now, guys, but please bear with me, because we have a lot of things to go into, because this PlayStation hike thing is only the beginning of the iceberg. It's just the tip of the iceberg, man. There are so many more things that are going on at PlayStation. Sexual harassment allegations, we talked about those in the past. Sony is currently being sued they're being sued twice, I believe, for a faulty PlayStation 5. And in the UK, they're suing them as well for overcharging them on digital. We got a lot to get into, but I just want to go on a rant. Excuse me. Let me call it a rant. I just want to talk to anybody that might be sensitive right now when it pertains to PlayStation and its debt process. Yeah, for years I've been saying it's dead, it's dead, it's dead, it's dead, and people just did not understand. And I'm talking about people right now that are saying PlayStation is trash. I'm telling you, 10 years ago, had no idea what I was talking about. Everybody thought I was trolling. They were like, man, are you trolling? What are you talking about? But I understand. I can't get mad necessarily at you because I don't. It's going to sound harsh what I'm about to say, but number one, I think you guys are all stupid. That's number one. I never found any of you guys intelligent in the slightest. Can we be honest? Can we be real? I think you guys are the dumbest people I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm keeping it 1000% real. Every single one of you, Joe, Bob, yeah, all you, dumb. You thought you were smart, but you're not. Number two, the gaming media. The gaming media even tricked me. They even tricked me. They made me believe I needed to buy a PS2 when the Dreamcast at that time was all I needed. But when I bought that PlayStation 2, I instantly regretted it. The gaming media. The gaming media has been conning us and tricking us going all the way back to the PlayStation 1. The gaming media has always had a gripe against Nintendo. And, even I can be honest, Nintendo made a mistake. They were supposed to work with Sony, and Sony is just not a gaming company. Sony is not just a movie company. Sony is power. They have power. If they have power to manipulate the media, they have power. I'm going to go into a bit of a conspiratorial here, but I think we all, even though we're all idiots here, excluding me, I think you all can agree upon this. Sony had the ability to put charges on Michael Jackson. Sony had the ability to eviscerate Michael Jackson. That's power. When Michael Jackson, who was an African American, one of the most talented people on the planet ever, was able to outsmart, the trickster was able to outsmart Sony. Sony was able to realize that Michael Jackson had outsmarted them. So Sony wanted to play dirty. Michael Jackson wasn't the only person that they came after either. I believe Mariah Carey as well. Google it. I think Mariah Carey was married to, was Tommy Mottola in charge of Sony back in the day? And I remember they were calling Mariah Carey crazy because she had some type of MK Ultra meltdown glitch with the owner of Sony as well. That's going all the way back. I don't think you guys would know anything about that. Let me go to my chat room real quick. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I might have to do some research on that. But I remember Mariah Carey had some intertwinings with Sony as well. I might have to go to my chat room on this because, like I said, you guys are smarter than me. Sony has power. And for Sony to come up into the gaming landscape and just connect that fast with people, especially if you go back and Google the launch games of the PlayStation 1. You go back and Google the launch games of the PlayStation 2. There's no way that a console like that was able to hit the scene and connect with so many people if it did not have the power and influence that it has. Shoot, Google, you can Google all the PlayStation consoles and look at the launch games. I'm blessed enough to come up in a time where in order for us to get invested in your game, you have to have and must have IP. Especially Nintendo. Nintendo was brilliant with this. Nintendo would have Mario, Duck Hunt. They would have Mario 64, Sega Genesis, Sonic the Hedgehog. I didn't even know about a Sega Master System until I got older, but there wasn't anything there to really entice you to come in, even though I have fun playing the Sega Master System back not too long ago. Yeah, back in the day, in order for us to get invested in your console, man, there had to be that must-have IP to connect us with it. And PlayStation has been releasing consoles in no must-have platforms at launch, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5, 6, 7. And Sony fans will even tell you, man, we all know it takes about 7 or 10 years before the PlayStation starts cooking, man. Yeah, even Sony fans will tell you that. So I go, how the hell is Sony able to connect with so many people and it doesn't have anything to play? Microsoft had Halo. Microsoft also had the appeal of better graphics when the Xbox first came out. A lot of us were playing the PlayStation 2 versions of Madden and NBA Live, and the Xbox was able to offer us a better picture quality. So that was kind of the appeal. But that's never been the appeal for PlayStation ever. It's kind of weird for me today when I start marveling over PlayStation graphics. That makes me a little uncomfortable. Like, that's the reason why we should buy a PlayStation. That was never PlayStation. And when I see those type of things, that further impose to me that PlayStation is dead. Did I love my PlayStation 1 back then? Yes, I did. I didn't buy it at launch. But once I was introduced to JRPGs and, that moment right there changed and it made me this big, huge PlayStation fan for years. Final Fantasy VII, which came out years after the PlayStation launch. Final Fantasy VII, at that time, there wasn't a JRPG, but I was just fascinated with video games, So I kind of wanted to have all the new consoles that were being promoted to me at the time. And I remember I wanted to get the PlayStation, and I remember the first game I bought was Beast Wars. Beast Wars for the PlayStation 1. Horrible game. At that, I don't know, it could be fun now, but I remember I had a lot of problems with it. But not until I was introduced to that Final Fantasy VII and those JRPGs. And I remember Legend of Lagoon. I remember Saga Frontier. Those are like the first games I started playing. And then like those were games that other people bought, but I played them. And I just thought, oh my God, this is great. I don't know what this is, but it's connecting with me on a spiritual level that video games have never done before. I was just kind of playing them to be playing them because it was the new hot toy, But when I started playing Final Fantasy VII and I started seeing the turn-based combat, and at first I didn't like it. I was like, what? I can't react. This guy just hit me and I can't move. But once I started to play Final Fantasy VII, the controller was put into my hand. My cousin said, play this. I played it. And when I was playing, I automatically started to fall in love because it started reminding me of chess. And chess was like one of the first games I ever played. My father is a huge chess master, a chess wizard. He loves chess. Still plays chess to this day. There's pictures of me as a little baby and my father playing chess, and I'm crawling over the chess pieces, knocking the pieces over, putting the pieces in my mouth. No homo. No, pause. And as I got older, my father was trying to explain, okay, this is what this piece does, that with this piece right here, the rook, that does this piece right here does that, this piece can only move forward, this movie can only move left to the right, to the queen can do this, and then when your king is took out, it's game over. And when I started playing JRPGs, those mechanics were there. The white mage can do this, the black mage can do this, you know what I mean? this person can only move right here. That person can only do this. The monk can only go this. You know what I mean? And I started to connect chess with that. And every JRPG that I've ever played over the years, and I love them still to this day, they always find new ways to reinvent and remold and resculpt chess for me. I have never played a JRPG that played exactly like another JRPG. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 does not play like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 does not play like Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 does not play exactly like Xenoblade Chronicles X. You know what? I'm going on a long rant here. You guys don't care. You want to get to the bashing. You know what I mean? But what can I say? What more can I say? I've said it all. The X-TENDO podcast for the last 2 years was nothing more than an explanation of the death of PlayStation. When PlayStation has announced that it was going to raise its prices, I wasn't surprised. I didn't retweet it. I didn't send out a silly tweet. I didn't of rage. How much more angry can I get? This is what I understand now. This is what it is. PlayStation is dead. And it's not Nintendo's doings. It's not Microsoft's doings. Microsoft buying Activision and Blizzard. Oh my God. Activision and Blizzard was completely irrelevant before Microsoft bought them. But now Microsoft bought them and all of a sudden PlayStation is dead. No, PlayStation decided to drop everything that what made PlayStation. And now with Microsoft buying Activision and Blizzard, you've taken away the only reason why to own a PlayStation. I don't know why PlayStation decided to put all their chips on a multiplat. I don't know why PlayStation decided to put all their chips into Call of Duty. And this is PlayStation coming out and saying that they're in trouble now that Microsoft bought Call of Duty. PlayStation already had the blueprint. And the blueprint, I don't even think is really PlayStation's, to be honest with you. I think that's just luck. I think it's just Nintendo making a bad decision, and thus all those JRPGs and all that variety that we loved with the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 came over to Sony because Nintendo made the wrong decision. And I agree 1000%. But that was the past. Those relationships that Nintendo have broken, they have been reemerged. Square Enix and Nintendo are now buddies again. Today, we had a Nintendo Treehouse where Harvestella was featured right next to Splatoon 3. Something that I never thought I would have ever seen. Harvestella, a brand new IP from Square Enix, exclusive to the Nintendo Switch, being featured and highlighted at a Nintendo Treehouse. I bet you Greg Miller was coming out and saying that PlayStation was looking to buy Square Enix. I'm going to come out and say this. I think Nintendo has a better chance of purchasing Square Enix. Sony and Square Enix really don't have a connection right now. Final Fantasy 16 is in the Final Fantasy 7 remake that's nothing. That's toilet water in comparison to the games and exclusives that we are getting from Square Enix right now currently. Nintendo literally came to Square Enix and said, remake Live Alive. And Square Enix said, okay. And Square Enix is making hand over foot. of money. They're using the money that they made with Octopath Traversians. They're using the money that they're making with Bravery Default. They're using all that money to go make a terrible game that's not going to make any money in Final Fantasy 16. They're not selling. So I don't know how is that Square Enix, excuse me, Sony's going to be buying Square Enix, especially when they have to raise the prices, the PlayStations, especially if they're being sued out of the wazoo. Greg Miller is a very deceitful and evil person. I don't think Sony has any chance of buying Square Enix. That's just not true whatsoever. What's going on? I see the chat room is in here. What's good? Fear, what's going on, man? Final Fantasy 16 and 7 are both dead on the right. Yeah. Square Enix is making crazy money on the Switch. Yes, yes. What's going on, Wisdom? How you doing, brother? Square Enix actually wanted to put Live Alive on their virtual console, but Nintendo actually footing the bill for a remake. Oh, nice. Very good. Very good. Yeah, Nintendo's doing all the right things. So I can't say Nintendo is dead because Nintendo's doing Nintendo. I still think Nintendo can do better. But at least I can see the Nintendo ID here. I have no idea what this PlayStation is. I really don't. I have been so confused with PlayStation for the past, I want to say 10 years, since 2009. That's a lie. Since the end of the PlayStation 2, when they started putting all their chips into God of War. I would say on the PlayStation 2, but I knew it was dead in 2009. And that's when I started, telling people on the internet. I was just simply putting out a simple warning, but people took that as trolling, attack on PlayStation, this, that, and the third, which it wasn't. It was a simple warning. These videos that I do are not personal attacks on you per se, but I do understand an idiot. And an idiot perceives that if you're talking about something that they love, then that means you're talking about me. So I understand that. And you know me, Zobi70 has the saying blood. I'm looking for a fight. I'm looking for the challenge. So if you want to step up to protect PlayStation, well, jump up to get beat down. Always remember that. You're always going to lose this battle against Zobi70 because my fight is not with you. You're just in the way. My fight is to restoring and repairing gaming. I know what gaming is. That's not gaming. These people are conning us. There is no way that we should be paying over $500 now. Now we're paying over $500 for no games, and especially games that we didn't ask for. Who asked for Ratchet and Clank and SSD and falling through different dimensions? What's all a lie? Who asked for a sequel to Horizon Feminist West? Who asked for The Last of Us Part 1 remake? Who's asked for God of War Ragnarok DLC? Nobody. Nobody asked for this stuff. Yeah, the gaming media, they're going to sit there and go, wee, this is the greatest thing ever. But the gaming media is owned by Sony, and they have been for over 20 years. Marquise says, Zobi70, you have been prophesying about that happening that Sony has been experiencing over the last few months, the Sony shenanigans that take place over the past few months. You called it. Yeah, wow. Somebody's actually saying I'm right. Wow, what's going on here, guys? What's going on? Now, I don't, people don't do that. People don't say I'm right. I don't care how much of a diehard supporter you are. You do not say Zobi70 is right. When I'm wrong, oh my God, man, you're wrong, man. See, but that's never happened. If you're wrong, they'll never forget. I was building up my channel 12 years ago, and I was hyping up Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. I was just building up my channel, just hyping up Dragon Ball games and Naruto games and things of that such. And, I was just saying it's going to be dope. It's going to be fun and this, that. People, the game turned out to be trash. People till this day still bring up Dragon. That was 13 years ago. But I've been right ever since then about everything. And I'm telling you, I haven't got one "you're right" comment ever. Real Plain Guy says $500 console paying $70 plus tax for the game to play itself. And the Weapon Wheel podcast told me you're crazy. They said don't listen to Zobi 70. Yeah. Shout out to the people who stand up for me. I see you guys. I see y'all. I might not say nothing, but I see y'all. Man, Zobi's crazy, man. He don't know what he's talking about, man. What are you talking about? Zobi 70's been right about everything. What are you talking about? Man, he's trolling, man. What are you talking about? Where did he troll at? Shout out to you guys that are standing up for old Zobi 70. I see you guys on your Twitters, your Facebooks. A couple of you guys I see it on Grindr. I'm on Grindr. I'm seeing y'all. There was one guy, he's my buddy too, Blandrew. He was the only guy that I saw throw me under the bus. Somebody was like, man, what are you watching his videos for, man? He's nothing more than a simple troll. And my own buddy, Renji, said, I don't really watch his videos. You know what I'm saying? I just be in the comments laughing at all the hate. I was like, damn, my own buddy turned on me. But shout out to those of you who are willing to, even though you're going to get bullied, you feel like, I'm standing up for what's right, Wisdom says, only trolls point the finger at someone who is right. My own buddy Blandrew threw me under the bus. I couldn't believe that. Yo, Serena, what's up, brother? What's up, buddy? What can I say? What can I say that hasn't been said already, man? PlayStation is finished. It's over, guys. It's over. I don't understand what the connection is for. They're not creating games that are for us. So what's this connection? I don't understand this. Oh man, one of these days PlayStation will get it together, man. I don't understand what people are still holding on with PlayStation. They're not offering us video games anymore. Just let them go. Just let them go. We got to learn to live and let go. And let this be a lesson to any other developer or company out there that decides to turn their back on their core fan base. Let this be a lesson to all of you. We just had a Gamescom, and me, and not just me, a lot of other people have been coming out and saying, hold on real quick, we got a donation, guys. We stopped the show for donations. We stopped the show completely for donations. X. Keep speaking the facts, Zobi. You're a prophet. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donation, X. Brother. The Gamescom, I call it. You guys call it Gamescom. I call it Gamescom. It's a con job. They had a presentation. They were showing off all the new Western games and things of that such. And people are starting to wake up to the fact that Western gaming is finished. Games are constantly being delayed. When they do come out, they're still not prepared or ready. The bugs and glitches galore. Not only that, when you're playing the quote unquote video game, it's not actually a video game, which is the even sadder part. And what's even sadder is that social media is flooded with idiots, and they actually believe that they're playing a video game. They actually believe that they're watching a video game. They actually think they're watching a video game award. They actually, they actually think they're spending money on a video game when they're not. These are not gamers. And yet, in social media world, they have the biggest voices. In reality, if it was reality, the PlayStation would be number one, Xbox would be number two, and Nintendo Switch would be last. But that's not the case. In reality, the real gamers are not as vocal. In reality, the real gamers are actually playing video games. The reason these people have so much time on social media is because they're not playing a video game. Notice on the Xbox and PlayStation side, they spend most of their time on social media, especially Twitter. I don't know what it is about Twitter. They love that little app over there. They go over there, they create little rooms and spaces, and it's not even gameplay. They're not even talking about video games. I mean, you can't talk about video games if you're playing a PlayStation and an Xbox, but still, no games being played, no games talk, no nothing, no reviews, no nothing. That's more of a game. I think that's more of a game than actually playing The Last of Us Part 1. Seriously, I think that's more of a game. Getting on Twitter, opening up a space and talking about fake games and stuff. Mini Claus says Western gaming became cinematic cutscenes and no good gameplay. Well, it's not just that. Western gaming was never real games in the first place. They were simulations. Simulations. They're not video games. But yes, now the modern template for a Western game is walking and talking. It's like a movie, What happened to speaking of Western gaming? They're even starting to get bad review scores now. That was surprising. That was shocking. Did y'all see the Saints Row reviews? They were getting sixes. I said, damn, I haven't seen a game get a six in I haven't seen a game get a six in over 20 years. Back in the day, the games that I saw get sixes were the games that I liked. The games that I thought were awesome got sixes, I saw Saints Row got bombarded by these liberal websites. What did Saints Row do? Did they renege on the deal? What happened? And what's sad is that was the PlayStation and Xbox fans' most anticipated game. I had a guy tell me just yesterday, I had to put the laughing emoji up because I thought he was insane. He's like, yeah, man, the Nintendo Switch is not getting access to Western games like Saints Row and all those great games shown at Gamescom. I was like, what? I was like, what? My God. Did y'all see that? The only Western games I play anymore are from the farming indie devs. Yeah, they're doing a phenomenal job in Y Yanks, but they just stole it from Japanese. They just stole it from the Japan. If you want to play a better farming simulator, go play the ones on the Japanese console, Nintendo, 3DS, DS, Game Boy, PSP, all that. Yeah. So what do you guys want me to say about Sony? Huh? What do you want me to say that I haven't already said? What do you want me to do? I already said that this company is dead. Raising the prices just further confirms what I've been saying. What do you want? What do you want from me? Huh? Zobi, can you get on and bash Sony? Before y'all told me to stop. Man, can you stop bashing Sony, man? Can we get back to the games, man? Can we just get back to talking about games? Now it's, hey, Zobi, can you come back and bash Sony, man? Guys, if you're making a YouTube channel, your audience, you have to understand your audience are a bunch of idiots. They are. Just do you. Do you. Because you're never going to make them happy. You're never going to please them. I mean, the only way, especially if you're somebody like me who's very headstrong, I understand the way that I present myself is not appealing to everybody's feelings, but I don't care. And once the audience is able to understand that I don't care about your feelings, then that's when you can never please them. Now, if I was on here and I was LBGT and I had green hair and I was, you know what I'm saying, and I was sashaying and voguing and things of that such, then whatever I do, everybody's going to love, especially as an African American man. The thought and the image of seeing a broken black man, you can do whatever you want. But if you have a black man who's 1,000% full of testosterone, who believes in everything and anything that he is saying, that tends to intimidate some of the biggest cowards in the world. If you're a coward, you're going to be 1,000% offended by me. And I can literally just get on the mic and breathe, and that is going to offend you. I am the ultimate man. You are the ultimate bitch. So I'm not surprised that a bunch of bitches on the Weapon Will podcast said I was crazy. After moving to California, see, we have to stop this. We have to stop. You guys think you're so smart. And I have no offense to Raphael Sadiq. You guys think you're so smart. That moving to California was not the beginning of the downfall. I've been talking about PlayStation was dead before they moved there. I understand that's what the internet trend is. I understand that that's when you started to see it. But when I saw them move to California, I wasn't surprised. I knew what it was going to be. I knew the direction that they were going to go. I've talked about it. PlayStation was dead way before that. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Oh, man, what's going on? Here's when PlayStation died. Here's when PlayStation died. Hold on. And they haven't been right since. I don't care. The PlayStation 4 was nothing. The PlayStation 4 was not some type of successful thing. That was a lie concocted by the gaming media. This is when PlayStation. Not this. Hold on. This is when PlayStation died. Back on the PS2. Hold on. How did I get here? Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. How did I get to my... I don't know how you guys navigate through this Twitter so well. I have so many problems with it. This is when PlayStation died right here. But I noticed it back on the PlayStation 2. When I was playing Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas and Vice City and all that, and then True Crime Streets of LA and Madden and NBA Live, NBA 2K. And we got like JRPG sprinkles. Oh my God, the JRPGs were so limited on the PlayStation 2. I think it started off with Final Fantasy X and Dark Cloud 1 and 2. And then it got real droughty. And then a couple of the Xenosaga games came. And then the Suikoden games were sprinkled here and there. Then it was a couple of hidden gems that I didn't get a chance to really discover until YouTube, way after the PlayStation 2's life cycle. The Persona games came out towards the end. People think that those Shin Megami games and the Persona, that's the reason why people are just now getting into the Shin Megami Tensei games, man. Those games came out at the end of PlayStation. The Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3s and the 4s and Nocturnes and Devil Summoners, those were end time PlayStation. We already moved on to the Xbox 360 and the PS3 at that time. So people like to bunch those games in to say that, look, PlayStation 2 had JRPGs. Well, technically, no. I'm talking about when I was playing it, when we were all experiencing it, we weren't playing those games. I want you to go back and I want you to go look at the sales of those games. I want you to go back and I want you to look at the games that were selling on the PlayStation. The Maddens, the NBA Lives, Grand Theft Autos. That's when I noticed the downfall of PlayStation, the death of PlayStation. This is way before YouTube. Your little peasy little minds, your little immigrant minds, you just now getting hooked to it, man. But me, I've been hip to this a long time ago, but it took the Dreamcast for me to understand this. I remember I'm still mad and bitter till this day at what PlayStation and the gaming media did to the Sega Dreamcast. I do. I am. We were lied to. We were conned. The games looked 10 times better. Those ports from the PlayStation to the Dreamcast to the PlayStation 1 and 2 were horrible compared to the Dreamcast versions. Just a mess. A lot of people said that they bought the PlayStation 2 for the DVD player. I didn't. It was a plus. I didn't. And I remember a lot of us at that time, we did not buy it for the PS2 player. We bought it because we really thought that this was the next step into the next generation, but it felt like it was a degeneration, if you tell me, in comparison to the Sega Dreamcast, and especially to the Xbox One original. What I liked about the PlayStation 2 at that time was its backwards compatibility. I was able to play these $500 games on the PlayStation 1 because there was no way, as the years were going through in the late 90s with Xenogears, Final Fantasy VII, Breath of Fire 4, Final Fantasy 9, there was no way that I was able to finish those games within one console, but in that time span, especially making the upgrade to the PlayStation 2. So I needed the PlayStation 2 so that I was able to finish off my Xenogears and my Final Fantasy 9s and the 8s and the things of that such. I still need more time to finish off those great games that came out back in the day. I'm real heavy on the retro scene because I'm going back and finishing off games that I didn't finish and haven't aged a day. As a matter of fact, I'm so shocked at how advanced it is in comparison to the modern day simulation games that are coming from Western developers. But this is before California moved right here. Check this out.
Be somewhat arrogant.
The next generation doesn't start until we say it does.
That's when I hated. I started to dislike PlayStation. They came out, man, and they started to be extremely arrogant, extremely cocky, talking about we were going to have to pay $600 and this and that and the third, right? And I remember, to a degree, I was still PlayStation at that time, even though they were talking crazy when they were saying you're gonna go out and get 2 jobs. You know, it's gonna be like living in the Biden era. You're gonna need the Biden administration. You're gonna need 2 or 3 jobs just to put food on the table. You know. And I remember I was at my friend's house. This was when the Switch came. I was at my friend's house, and they were playing Xbox 360. And, you know, at the time, the Xbox 360 and all that was the enemy, you know? And they were playing NBA 2K. And I was still playing the NBA 2K. And now NBA 2K, I apologize, guys, if I'm geeking out right now. I'm supposed to be bashing PlayStation and everything like that. But please let me talk. At the time, NBA 2K is not NBA 2K of today. Back then, it was the better game of NBA Live, but everybody chose NBA Live because it was not a basketball game. It was like an arcade game. NBA Live was extremely arcadey, and it wasn't basketball. And for me, I was a NBA 2K fan because it did a better job at simulating basketball. And I'm a basketball guy. I like basketball. I watch it today, but I would say I'm not necessarily a fan of basketball due to, the politics and things of that such. But back then, I liked the 2K experience because it was so accurate to basketball. I haven't played 2K in years, the modern 2Ks. But back then, there was the same way there was a rivalry between Xbox and PlayStation. There was a rivalry between 2K and Live. And at that time, people who were not gamers chose NBA Live, and people like me chose NBA 2K. So I remember when the 360 came out and NBA 2K got their version of NBA 2K, the Xbox 360 got their version of NBA 2K. And I went to my friend's house, and I'm like, my mind is blown. Looking at these basketball players, because I'm playing the PS2 version, and the characters are sweating. I was like, "Whoa!" I was in shock and awe at how phenomenal it looked. And not only that, they did this thing where they were reenacting how people shot in the NBA. They got their full shoot. My mind was blown at that time. So I remember I said, I'm getting the 360. I'm not waiting for them because I had to wait a while to get a PlayStation. I think I had to wait like 6, 7, if not a year just for the PlayStation 3 to drop. And at the time, you thinking like, yo, I'm getting my PlayStation 3 and Final Fantasy's coming, what I'm saying? I'm gonna get access to the JRPGs. I heard about this game called White Knight Chronicles, and it's like, this is before the PlayStation 3 came out. So I get my 360, man, and I got the 2K, and I was looking for an RPG, but there weren't any RPGs at that time. JRPGs. But the birth and the love for Western RPGs was created on the Xbox 360, and this is why I will always have a love for the Xbox 360. I think the Xbox 360 is better than the PlayStation 2. I really did. I had way more fun playing video games on my Xbox 360 than I ever did on my PlayStation 2. I know that might sound blasphemous, but it's the truth. It's the truth. So if you ever see me having a small soft spot for Xbox, it's for the Xbox 360. Now, I don't see the Xbox 360 anymore. So thus, if you hear me attacking Phil Spencer, DRM, the fan base, that's only because that's not Xbox. That's not Xbox 360. It's not even Xbox One. They're blindly supporting something that they have no idea what they're getting themselves into. Every single one of these Xbox fanboys are literally falling into the fire, out of the frying pan. They are in the biggest trouble out of all of us. I just saw an article. I think I might have it in my notes. I saw an article that was very disturbing. No, not the article with Phil Spencer saying that he wants to get away. In the future, we're going to get away from exclusives and things of that such. It's going to be a multi-plat future. No. I saw an article where they said Xbox is the funnest place to be. It's so fun. It's so user-friendly. I said, uh-oh. People go, why would you think that's the downfall? Isn't that a good thing? But Zombie 70 has a 3-dimensional way of thinking. I don't just look at things and automatically accept them for what they are. I remember when Microsoft went from the most hated to now to the most loved when it pertains to the gaming media. Can I find that article real quick? Hold on, guys. When I saw this article, I said, uh-oh, things are in big trouble. And I'm going to explain in a second why they are in trouble, but just give me some time to find the article first. Xbox Boss says exclusives aren't the future while company buys exclusives. That's not disturbing. That's not the disturbing thing. Don't look at my notes. I have notes for other podcasts in here, so please don't look at my notes. I wanted to do a conspiratorial podcast as well. Hold on. Are we still live, guys? Let me check the likes to see if we're still live. Conspiratorial podcast. Okay, we're not live. We're not live, guys. Look at that like bar. Are we down, guys? Hold on. Is the stream down? Guys, is the stream down? Guys, hold on. I think we're down, guys. Look at that like bar. I don't think the like bar's not adding up. You guys mad at me or something? What's going on? Is YouTube? No, it's not you guys. I think it's YouTube. Is it YouTube tampering with my channel again? There's no way you guys are coming in here and not hitting the like button. That's just no way. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe you guys would do that to me. No, you guys would not do that to me. I know you guys. When you come in, you automatically hit that like button. Hold on. Let me go to my notes, guys. Okay, here it is. Here it is, right here. Now the gaming media is praising Microsoft for being the gamer-friendly company. How Xbox and Microsoft became the gamer-friendly company. They were the enemy to gamers all over the world 6 months ago. Now they're just so gamer-friendly. When I see things, my antennas automatically go up. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? When you see this, let me see if somebody's prove to me that you guys are intelligent. Prove to me. I said you guys were all idiots. I said that. Prove to me that you're intelligent. By looking at that article, please, somebody tell me. I'll wait. I'll give you time to talk amongst yourselves. Go ahead. Go on. Inclusive? How could a system that killed off physical games be user-friendly? Ooh, nice. I didn't think about that. That's a good one. Clickbait? Okay, it's clickbait. Okay. How can Microsoft be gamer-friendly when they said just a couple of months ago that they were anti-gamer? Phil Spencer came out and said that he wanted to ban gamers on all platforms. Remember? Y'all forgot. Y'all forgot. Remember when Phil Spencer said that? He wants to find a way that if you get banned on one platform, we're going to get you banned on all of them. He wants to bring strict censorship to gamers. So how all of a sudden they become the gamer-friendly platform all of a sudden? When I saw this, I automatically, because I know these companies and corporations, especially Microsoft, exclude Phil Spencer, exclude Xbox, especially Microsoft. These corporations are not my friend. These corporations are not my friend. None of them are. I'll come to you if you're creating something that appeals to me. I'll come to you and I'll buy it. But you are not my friend. We're just making a simple trade. I don't need a friend out of Phil Spencer. I'm not that freaking pathetic where I need a spokesperson at Microsoft to be my friend or Xbox and an inanimate object to be my friend. I am not that pathetic. I am friend with myself first. I don't need you to bring a friendship vibe into my reality. But Zobi70, who is a on-again, off-again reader, I am a person that reads, and I read Sun Tzu's The Art of War. And months ago, Phil Spencer has declared war against gamers. He did. by saying that he wants to get us all banned on all platforms. It was something else that he said, and I'm pretty sure you guys will remind me, but I remember he said some other things. Oh, he said he wasn't part of the council war. He doesn't like the council war. He doesn't believe in the council war. That's an attack on you, because that's all you do is the council war. So he's talking about you. No, I'm a neutral council guy, man. I'm just neutral, man. No, he's talking about you too. But Sun Tzu's The Art of War, keep your enemies close. No, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. And now when Phil Spencer comes out and tells me that I'm the enemy, he's trying to keep me close because he believes I'm the enemy. Sony and Nintendo, those are their friends. They're all friends. Microsoft can literally take PlayStation out right now, but they won't. They're keeping them around. That's Sun Tzu's The Art of War. Read that. And in there it says, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. And when he told me that I was the enemy, and now they're trying to say is, hey, it's friendly over here. Come on over. I go, whoa, 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 whoa. Something's not right. Now, thanks to the X-TENDO podcast, we are able to know even deeper what's going on at Microsoft, excluding what Phil Spencer said. We know that you have DRM on your games, even if they are physical. We know that you have DRM on your games, even though they're physical. We know that we have DRM on our games, even if it's physical. So if anything happens at Microsoft, if Microsoft Studios was to burn down, if the servers were able to get jammed up, if Microsoft couldn't pay the light bill anymore, we all know as soon as something happens over there at Microsoft, we do not get access to any of our games. No, what you need to do is switch your console to home mode. No, that doesn't work either. Well, I didn't have any problems, so I don't care about the rest of you guys. No, that doesn't work either. The Xbox is DRM to the brim. So there's no way you are my friend. Iwata is a human being. He's a man. He's deceased. Rest in peace. But I could say before he left, he made sure that I had ownership within my games when I bought that game physical for the Nintendo Switch. Not only that, Iwata was intelligent enough to actually make a gaming console and not a mini PC. That's the reason why you have those stringent DRM situations going on with the Xbox and PlayStation currently right now. I have a PSP. I have digital games. And I'm going, for the last 3 to 4 days, I'm going through one of the most grueling processes of transferring my games to the PSP. It's so grueling. You have to go to the store, you got to go activate this, and then you got to put the 2-step verification, and you got to do this and that, and you still can't download your games. All of a sudden the servers go down. The PlayStation servers went down while I was trying to hook up my PSP to the PlayStation 3. That won't even work. It's a big, terrible process. It's horrible. It's grueling. And I said, you know what? I am never, ever, ever buying digital games, especially with PlayStation. Now, the positive thing is with Microsoft is even though there is a DRM situation, Phil Spencer is all on board with its gaming library. Phil Spencer actually believes in generations. So you get on there and you can get access to your games, and you kind of don't really have to worry about it. It's just if the servers go down, you won't be able to get access to even playing your games. I'm not even talking about even like just downloading the game. Like with PlayStation, I'm talking about like playing your game. The DRM cuts you off. You can't even play the brand new game you bought. Excuse me, you can't even play the brand new simulation that you bought. I apologize for calling it a game, because those are not games, and those are not gamers. Let's not get the game twisted. But Phil Spencer will not be there forever. And we can have another Jim Ryan situation here where Phil Spencer goes and then somebody comes in and looks at those older games and say, well, who wants to play these older games, man? And all that friendliness can go away because somebody new's in charge, and he's the one that makes the rules. He's the one that depicts if we can play our games or not. Right now at PlayStation, Jim Ryan depicts how we can play our games. And if he feels like they're too old, who wants to play something so old? We won't play them. I wish I recorded I'm going to show you guys this grueling process I'm having right now by simply porting the games that I've already paid for onto my PSP. It's nonsense. Anyway, what's my point? The point was, what do you want from me, guys? I've been bashing PlayStation. According to you guys, I've been bashing PlayStation. I've been bullying PlayStation. I've been trolling PlayStation. What more can I say, guys? I told you PlayStation is dead. I told you. Does PlayStation have to physically die in order for you guys to finally catch on? Yeah, man. I don't know what this is. Some type of documentary where they got all these Sony fanboys. Except for him, I like him. I like him so much. He was the guy that was the architect of the, somebody said the Dreamcast? Somebody said the Xbox One, and somebody said the Xbox 360. I think I did a poll asking if people wanted him or Phil Spencer, and everybody who are not gamers chose Phil Spencer. But this guy right here, man, he really he was really the spearheaded gaming on the Xbox. He really spearheaded so many games on the Xbox. We don't get no games with Phil Spencer, man. And I'm not even talking about the Xbox Series X and S. I'm talking about going back with the Xbox One. We don't have anything, man, in comparison to what he has released. This guy right here, this guy's phenomenal, man. Please don't sleep on this guy. Don't underrate this guy. I know we have this idea that, you know, the new guy is better and that old stuff is corny, and that's not a gamer. Real gamers will plug in their CRT. Real gamers will plug in their PSPs. Real gamers will pull out their Game Boys. If you can't do that, if you haven't done that in the last 10 to 20 years, you're not a gamer.
We knew they were going to be somewhat arrogant.
The next generation doesn't start until we say it does.
And they would price their console to where they felt they needed to have it because they felt that they were untouchable.
This is sort of pre-live streaming era, and a bunch of us were huddled around one person's laptop, like a 15-inch laptop screen, streaming Sony's press conference.
And then they dropped the price.
In North America, the PlayStation 3 will be available at retail for $599 US, $659 Canadian.
Wait a minute, did $599?
$599. Nobody was prepared for that. Back then, consoles didn't launch at those kind of price points.
It was like, holy cow, we just got handed this generation. We were high-fiving each other. People were crying.
There were just all these ways that Sony had put their own foot in their mouth. Sony said it would be a privilege for people to work extra hours to afford their overly priced console.
Wow. And I said that PlayStation is back. I said that many X-TENDO podcasts ago. This arrogant PlayStation is back. Yeah, that was when the checkmate came. That moment right there is what made me go. And I had that Xbox 360, and the Xbox 360 was doing so much better than everything PlayStation was doing. And that's when I knew. I said, that's it for my old friend. Microsoft has told VGC the Xbox Series X and S price point will remain the same in the UK following PS5 price increase announcement. Yeah, man, it's over. It's over. Even though I do not think that the PlayStation's defeat is coming to Microsoft. I don't think that's the case this time. And I'm even including Nintendo Switch. This time, I believe it's all PlayStation. I believe it's all PlayStation. If this was 10 years ago, then I could say Microsoft, then I could say Nintendo. The reason I can't say that Microsoft is the reason behind the downfall of PlayStation this generation, I don't feel like Microsoft is really offering anything either. You know what I mean? Buying studios, that's cute. Game Pass, that's cute as well. But I think, when it comes to true success, you gotta release those games. You gotta release brand new IPs that people can really just fall in love with. And that's the council that's going to win. That's the council that's going to win. I'm not even sure if Game Pass is even sustainable anymore. When Game Pass and the Xbox Series X and S was brand new, people are buying their Xbox Series X's. The Game Pass hype is growing. It's all new. People are getting access to the games. It's fun. Oh my God, I got this game and that game and this game. But now, as the months since the launch of the Xbox Series X and the Game Pass, now that newness has deteriorated, I don't think people are as willing to go and experiment with games anymore. It's not new anymore. It's not fresh. It's not fun. If you look in the past couple of months, the games that they've been releasing, like Power Wash Simulator, which is 10 times better than Xenoblade Chronicles, according to the Xbox fans. I haven't seen early on, we saw reports from any developers, not from Square Enix or anything like that, but from any developers were saying that they were starting to see growth with Game Pass. And I believe even PlayStation had some success with MLB The Show, which is understandable. That's what you do on the Xbox, is you play simulation games. You play baseball simulations. You play basketball simulations, football simulations, Grand Theft Auto simulation, Red Dead Redemption simulation. Those are not games. If I hear anybody keep calling Western gaming, please slap yourself. Those are not games. We need to get that out of our minds. Go watch. If you don't believe me, go watch Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. Simulations, not games. Those are not gamers on the PlayStation and on the Xbox. Those are not gamers. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the labels that do not belong on people. Those labels do not belong for them. They are not gamers. They're more of a cancer. But we haven't seen reports as of lately on any type of success with Game Pass and developers. I haven't seen a report like that in over 8 months now. I think the success is dwindling. We haven't seen a user base update. We haven't seen a lot of information coming out of Microsoft. Microsoft came out today because they were at Gamescom, and they were kind of saying things, but not saying things at the same time. What do you want me to say? Microsoft, no plans. Other games. We should move our release since God of War is in. Pay attention to this, guys. I saw this meme, and it's got a lot of retweets and likes. I guess it was funny. But for those of us who follow Zobi 70, for those of us who are supporters of Zobi 70, for those of us who are participating in the experience of Zobi 70, we know this is cap. Other games. What other games? Other games, we should move our release date since God of War in November. Who the hell in their right mind would move the release date from God of War? Who's scared of God of War? Who's scared of a PlayStation exclusive? Who? Never in my right mind, in my ever loving mind, have I ever seen anybody afraid of releasing their game next to a PlayStation exclusive. Oh no, we can't release that day because Horizon's coming out. Oh no, God of War, no. What? See, these are the things that I'm pissed off about. I mean, it's just completely insane the way these people think. Why would Sonic Frontier be afraid of God of War? It's Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog is more of a household name than any God of War game ever. Everybody knows who Sonic is, Tails is, Dr. Robotnik, Knuckles is, then who the hell the main character of God of War is. Nobody even knows the son of God of War. If I was to walk up on a random person on the street and tell them to name 5 characters from God of War, they would call the police on me. They would think I was insane. But if I walked up to a random person and asked them about Sonic the Hedgehog, oh wow, I love Sonic, man. Sonic, yeah, Sonic, Blue Streak, Speed Spy, Sonic, yeah. Everybody starts singing songs and dancing in the streets. But God of War, I need to be afraid of God of War, a game that only sold when it was free. See, these are the things that get me pissed off. It's just how stupid this gaming community is, man. Ain't nobody afraid of no damn God of War. Especially Sonic the Hedgehog. What the hell is wrong with this dude, man? Man, get it out of here. Get this dude the hell out of here, man. Who the hell are you guys following out here, man? Get this idiot out of here, my goddamn bookmarks. Is it me or is it a conspiracy? Dear God. You guys are, I'm telling you, you guys are idiots. I'm not afraid of no goddamn, especially Sonic the Hedgehog. We ain't afraid of you. These price hikes are really going to hurt the Japanese PlayStation market. Damn it. It is. Hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back. PlayStation 5 is getting a price hike increase in Europe. Sorry. A lot of my American guys are being very selfish right now. And they're talking about, we don't care. I live in America. I don't care. I don't believe that. When one gamer suffers, we all suffer. That's my opinion. That's the reason why I fight for everybody. Even though you're stepping in the way of my fight, that's okay. I understand you're an idiot. But my European brothers, stay strong, man. If I was you, get a Nintendo Switch. I believe you guys have been buying Nintendo Switches anyway. The last couple of months, I believe the Nintendo Switch was winning the MPDs out there over the PlayStation and the Xbox. But I believe that's kind of like their major market as well. Europe, Canada, Mexico, Asia, and Australia. I believe that's where the money is being made. I don't know if they're necessarily making money over there with the PlayStation, but I think that's where the consoles are selling the most. I believe the Xbox, this is a fact, over the Xbox, Nintendo's dominating the world. But between Xbox and PlayStation, I believe Xbox is outselling PlayStation. Especially here in the States. So raising the prices to the PlayStation here in the States would be stupid because nobody's buying them anyway. People would prefer to buy an Xbox Series S. You know, these are the facts. But you probably don't even know that, but that's because the gaming media is going silent on this. So yeah, I feel so bad. In Canada, they spend so much money on video games now. This is crazy. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say that I haven't already said? You guys are the ones that put your love and trust in PlayStation, and you turned your backs on me. I was fighting for you. And yes, I feel sorry, but to a degree, I shouldn't feel sorry because you guys told me I was wrong. Pay up. Now you got to pay. Hopefully you don't pay. Buy a Nintendo Switch. That's all you need. That's all you need. If you want to play video games, if you're addicted to simulations and stuff like that, then I would get a PC, play on PC. I would never play on the PC, but I know you guys are idiots. Idiots do idiot things, so play on the PC. So yeah, the price hikes are really going to hurt the Japanese PlayStation market. It is, not in your opinion, it's the fact. The PlayStation market was already hurting a lot, and this move does not help at all. Yeah, man, this is going to be really bad for Japan and PlayStation. This is the final nail in the coffin. And then people are going to keep using that same excuse. Well, Japan doesn't like PlayStation. They like handheld consoles. Oh, please. Oh, please. If you create the games that they want to play, they will buy the console. Oh, they like handheld over. That's the reason why. Oh, God. Are we still using that same excuse? Tired and pathetic excuses. But yeah, hold on. There was a tweet here. Yeah, the price increase is not going down well in Japan. This tweet has twice as many retweets as likes. Many users have shocked and losing their will to buy a PS5 anymore. Some users are claiming Final Fantasy 16 will be dead on arrival in Japan, and many are looking to PC gaming. Yeah, that's true. And I love Square Enix right now. They're doing a phenomenal job, and Square Enix saw what I saw. And they did something that I thought was so freaking cool, so phenomenal. And I think I have really nothing bad to say for Square Enix because I thought it was so good. They got rid of that guy. He was the guy that was kind of leading the Kingdom Hearts and things of that. No, they got rid of him. When they got him out of the door, right after that, they dropped the whole Western division. They just got rid of all of it. They said, get these Tomb Raiders out of here, get that out of here, and get this out of here, and get that out of here. And a lot of the Xbox guys were very frustrated and angry. But I think Square Enix just has an understanding that I have an understanding, and that is that Western gaming is dead. Western gaming is dead. When Square Enix acquired these studios, a lot of people get upset because they go, well, look at these numbers here. Look at this is great numbers. But I remember when Square Enix and Capcom years ago, when they made the shift to fake gamers, non-gamers, Western gamers, when they were going for the appeal of the Western gamer, I remember they were saying that they wanted to make money that was the equivalent of Call of Duty. They wanted the Call of Duty numbers. So I can understand when they say this didn't meet our expectations, And a lot of the games flopped. A lot of those games flopped. The Marvel game, they invested in that Marvel license, and they thought that a lot of the Western gamers were going to come over. But the thing is, Square Enix is intelligent. They must watch this channel because you can't really go off of what social media is talking about. Social media will make everything seem like it's great. Social media makes the bad seem good and the good seem bad. Social media makes the bad seem good and the good seem bad. Social media makes the bad seem good and the good seem bad. So they'll say the social media, they'll hype up God of War, they'll hype up Horizon, they'll hype up the Ratchet Clanks, they'll hype up the PlayStations, but at the end of the day, nobody shows up. And the same can be said with those games, Marvel's Adventures, the Tomb Raiders, and things of that such. Nobody showed up. And Square Enix was automatically able to pick up on that fast. Capcom is going through that as well. They came out with that new Resident Evil. Nobody bought it. Nobody bought it. The sales are starting to dwindle. The only game that's selling over there is Monster Hunter Rise for the Nintendo Switch. So hopefully Capcom wakes up. Whatchamacallit is looking promising. Street Fighter 5? 6? I don't know where we're at. I have no idea. I still love Street Fighter. I'm still playing Street Fighter on the retro consoles, but these Street Fighter 4, 5, I don't like the 3D. It's too slow. It's too janky. The animations aren't as beautiful. And you know what I hate about Street Fighter? The modern Street Fighters, these little cutscenes when you do a super move. They go into these little cinematic cutscenes. You know what I mean? Chun-Li has this little kick combo. And I was like, I liked it better when it was more free-flowing, except for just connecting with the person, and it goes into this Naruto Storm-esque cutscene. I liked it in Naruto Storm, but I don't like it in Street Fighter because I've been playing Street Fighter for over 30 years. Anyway, that's besides the fact. Yeah, Square Enix was able to see the writing on the wall, and they were able to understand that Western gaming is dead. The only people that don't understand that are Western gamers. I don't understand why. Maybe it's because they're not gamers. Maybe it's because they're not gamers. I don't know. Maybe because they're idiots. I don't know. Maybe it's because they support an inferior console in the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. I don't know. Maybe it's because they're on Twitter all day. I don't know. Square Enix was able to just stop that, and then they were able to focus on Nintendo and Japanese games, man. Oh, and business is booming over there at Square Enix. Business is booming. They lost more money. They lost more money than making money. That Forspoken game that a lot of weirdos, especially Xbox guys, are hyped up for, that game is horrible. That's not going to sell. That's the last game they make like that. They put out a trailer. It was so cringe. It was weird, bro. That's the last time we see that. All they need to do is get Final Fantasy in order. All they need to do is get Final Fantasy order. All they need to do is get Final Fantasy back on order. And I'm telling you, Square Enix is going to be number one again, man. They're still in my Mount Rushmore of gaming. Don't get it twisted. Square Enix, Capcom, Nintendo, Square Enix, Capcom, Nintendo. It was PlayStation, but I carved PlayStation out. They're dead. You can't have somebody that's that credible on the Mount Rushmore. Sega. I'll say Sega. Sega. What? Sega's dead? No. Sega's not dead. Sega was. We were conned. We were conned. We were tricked. Sega didn't have the backing. Neither did Nintendo by the gaming media. The gaming media was all on PlayStation. The gaming media is all on PlayStation, and PlayStation is still messing up. That's why I say it's not Microsoft. It's not Nintendo. It's all PlayStation. Because how do you have the support of the gaming media, of the media, and you still can't move these games? How? It's got to be PlayStation. Yeah, Japan's officially done. It's too expensive. It's cheaper to get a Xbox Series S, and it's cheaper to get a Nintendo Switch. So I see a lot of my Japanese brothers and sisters kind of passing on this. I wouldn't be surprised if they find a way to get Final Fantasy 16 on the Nintendo Switch. Oh my God! What are you talking about? Yeah, you said that about Persona 5 Royale. You said that about Nier Automata. You said that about The Witcher 3. You said that about this game. You said that about that game. And guess what? Those games are on the Nintendo Switch. Let me go to my chat room, make sure we're still live. Are we still live, guys? Somebody says Forspoken is the Batgirl of video games. Needs to be yeah, it does need to be canceled. But I think Square Enix has probably put too much money into it. Even though I think it's still using the engine of Final Fantasy 15, I think it's even the same map. Somebody went in and zoomed in and noticed that it was the same map as Final Fantasy 15. But that game was like a complete and utter joke. Only people that are hyped for that are non-gamers. I want you to go to your Twitter and type in Forspoken. I'm excited for Forspoken. Go to these people's Twitter's accounts and notice how much of a non-gamer they are. They're a joke. They tweet all day. I tweet once or twice a day. Not that I want to. I just have to keep the algorithm up. You know what I mean? I take breaks and things of that such. So if you see me tweeting, it's for and doing YouTube videos, it's for algorithm reasons, business reasons. At the end of the day, I would prefer to be gaming. I work 2 jobs, so I can't at this current moment. But once I get things in order, I'm going to be gaming it all the time, streaming all the time. We're going to have a stream schedule. I'm going to be streaming games, classic games, retro games, modern games, real games. I won't not be playing one simulation, maybe a farming sim, maybe a farming simulator. But I love farming sims. I love them so much. Harvestella looks really good. Harvestella looks really good. It doesn't have demon collecting. I don't think. I still have to go back. I didn't finish that 30-minute video. I took a nap. What I do with Nintendo Treehouses, I put them on and just start taking naps. You know what I mean? There's a 30-minute breakdown of Harvestella. I got to go back and rewatch it. Maybe there's some demon collecting, but everything else is there. Farming, hunting, and it's great. It's outstanding. Xbox guys are complaining about Square Enix games skipping Xbox, but they're not even going to buy. That looks good. That looks good. I'm looking forward to Star Ocean. I think my PlayStation 4 is dead, but I'm still going to buy the PlayStation games. But I think it's dead. I tried to turn the thing on the other day. It's like beep beep beep, and it won't even turn on. I got to buy another PS4, but the PS4s are even expensive, man. It's crazy. The PS4 is damn near the same price as the PS5. Real talk. Now y'all see why Game Pass and Nintendo Online is harming the gaming industry. Not just that, PlayStation Plus Online as well. We're gonna get into it, guys. Give me some moment. Give me some time. We haven't did an X-TENDO in a while. Please sit back, relax, put on Xenoblade Chronicles 3, grind, get your level grind on, do your hero quest, do your, you know what I mean, your little side missions, do your fillers, do your IGN said filler, whatever the hell that is. I don't know. I never heard that before when I played the JRPG. But IGN is creating new terms and lingos for idiots on the internet, So pop in yours. I know you're all playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3. You're not playing anything else. Everything else is delayed on the Xbox and PlayStation. Some of you are grinding on Live Alive right now. Some of you are grinding on Mario Kart. Some of you, listen, put on your Nintendo Switch and game now. Come on. Sony's $499 PS5 is no longer selling at a loss. Yeah, this is funny. This is funny. The reason they said, shout out to J-Rock for giving me the information. This is funny because I told you guys that was a lie. I told you that was a lie a long time ago. I told you guys that was a lie when they came out with the report saying the PlayStation 5 was not selling at a loss. Remember who was the one guy alone that told you that they were lying? They were lying. Remember, I told you that. Didn't I tell you that? Didn't I tell you, you stupid idiot? Didn't I tell you that? And thus, another one of Zoe 70's philosophical and philosophizing predictions have come alive. According to PlayStation, the $499 PS5 is no longer selling at a loss. Just like the PS4 and the PS5 won't be costly like the PS3. It's no longer selling at a loss. And now they're coming out and they're saying that the reason that they have to sell to increase the prices because it's due to the current economic structure. We're not able to make the same amount of money, and we're not even making enough money. We're not making money. Except for blaming, they went all in. Sony and PlayStation and the liberal gaming media, they went all in on promoting the Democratic Party, especially the Game Over Greggy podcast. They went all in on supporting the Democratic Party, and now the Democratic Party has nothing for them. The Democratic Party has ruined everyone's lives, but y'all won't say Zoe 70 was right about that. You notice that? Nobody noticed? Yeah. Okay, there's a couple of people telling me about PlayStation. I was right about PlayStation, but wasn't I right about the Democratic Party as well? Wasn't I saying Trump was the guy at that time? Remember? I forgot, huh? The Democratic Party, the reason that we are current in a situation right now is because the Democratic Party is spending money that we don't have. Spending and spending and spending. And I see now that they're about to put $600 billion in student loans, and the gas prices are astronomical now ever since the Democratic Party has taken over office again. And, you know, monkeypox. And I want to do a conspiratorial podcast on this monkeypox, quote unquote, outbreak. And I would love to say that I got to actually be on my homosexual brother's side on this one. Whatever. We'll get into that later on the conspiratorial podcast, guys. It was supposed to be today, but we won't be able to do that. But we will talk about it. My next podcast will be on a conspiratorial, will be, are you sleeping with the enemy? Look out for that one. I try to do up-to-date topics, but since my schedule is crazy, I'm going to be using topics that will be a bit old, but you have the charisma and charm and the amazing voice of Zobi 70, the comedy, the wits, and the humor that comes with it. I'll be able to make it seem like it's up to date. Are you sleeping with the enemy? But I do want to get on monkeypox. I do not believe monkeypox is a reaction from homosexuality. I think it's a reaction to something else, but they are using homosexuals. Maybe the homosexual act is probably triggering something, but we'll get into it. Yeah, Sony, that supported the Democratic Party. They have a bunch of liberals working there at the office. Shout out to Jim Ryan for saying that we need to create an environment of free speech and things of that such, and started showing off cat pictures. Shout out to Jim Ryan on that. And I guess after he did that, I kind of had a less of a disdain for him. I won't say hatred, but a disdain. But still, he's not the right guy for the job when it pertains to PlayStation. And to be honest, I don't think anybody is. I don't think anybody is. It's over. Yeah. So they are losing at a loss. They are selling at a loss. That was a lie. They're doing the comparisons here between the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. And, all of these things are true. All these things are true. And yes, going with the cheaper console it's not really, it's cheaper than PlayStation, but it's really not that cheap, especially when you still don't have any games to play. Like when your most anticipated games are multiplats, there's a problem. When your most anticipated game is Saints Row, a game that was promoted as a liberal propaganda, when that's your most anticipated game is Saints Row, and then you're coming out and talking about, I don't care what the reviews say, man, I'm still going to buy it anyway. When that's your most anticipated game, that is not the console to buy. You buy consoles for video games, do you not? You don't just buy them because you want to show your love and support because Microsoft is just so friendly. Why are you buying that console for if you don't have no games to play? What about Game Pass, man? What about Game Pass? I don't see nobody playing that. Look at the games that have been coming out on Game Pass. Death Stranding? What? Yeah, Death Stranding. Death Stranding's on the Xbox. What? You know your console is trash when you're hyping up Death Stranding. You know Game Pass is trash when you're hyping up Death Stranding. Can we get this out in the air now? Can we keep it real? That's pathetic. I'll give you a pass for Persona 5. But Death Stranding? You have to be the ultimate idiot to think that Death Stranding is some type of win for Game Pass. You have to be a new breed of idiot. We've never seen this idiot before. Scientists haven't discovered this new breed. What is this? This is a compelling. What is this? I've never seen such an idiot. What is? We got to create a new term for this species. Death Stranding. Now, with all that being said, still though, what they did not add is DRM. DRM, even if you buy your games physical. PlayStation has that as well. But if PlayStation goes down, you're still able to get access to that physical game. DRM is the biggest thing for me. I don't care how the 12 teraflops, the 1 terabyte of SSD, quick resume, smart delivery, xCloud, FP, Dolby Vision, free. I don't give a damn. Whatever that means, I have no idea. To be honest, I have no idea what that means. Now, if that was Halo, Mass Effect, Gears of War, then I know what that means. But I have no idea what the hell these non-fake gamers are talking about that do not play video games. And this is further proof right here. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the facts. What is this? What does this mean? Reward points. Oh, free backwards compatibility. The hell does that mean? Day one on game, yeah. That DRM trumps everything. That DRM trumps everything. I still say go with the PlayStation. I believe in owning my games. Why won't Phil Spencer allow me to do that? The Xbox guys came out. Tim Dog, no shots taken. I just want to highlight something. The Xbox guys might want to stay off Twitter for today. Also, don't want to go too crazy on Sony. Why not? Why not? Let's keep going. You never know. Xbox might have to follow suit. Doubt it, but tough times. Look at this. We're already giving excuses to when these companies start to raise our prices. Thank you to Detroit Reaper YouTube. Shout out to you. It's not tough times for them. I thanked him. Thank you so much for saying this. Thank you. It's not tough times for them. They're okay. They make billions of dollars. It's tough times for us, you fool. These people love these companies and brands so much that they're worried about their pockets and not our own pockets. We are the ones that have to make the sacrifice, not them. We got to make the sacrifice, not them. We got to make the sacrifice, not them. We got to make the sacrifice, not them. Sony should be saying we're dropping the prices due to the economic structure and the hustles and bustles that everybody have to go through. But no, Sony's not saying that. Microsoft is not saying that. Nintendo's not even saying that. No, we got to inconvenience ourselves, even though we are the middle class, even though we are below middle class. We are the ones that got to fit the bill, and that's bull crap. They're making billions of dollars. They're making so much money. They're buying companies. And I got to pay for that. Nothing against Tim Dog, but he sounds completely insane. That really goes to show the idol worshiping is such a freaking sin that it's going to inconvenience you guys. Please stop idol worshiping. Stop Stop it. Stop it. Idol worshiping. Stop it. It's going to kill you. You don't understand. This is the biggest sin. This is the reason why it was wrote into the Bible of all things. Stop it. Idol worshiping is going to hurt you. He's already making excuses for Microsoft and inconveniencing us. It's not hard times for them. It's not tough times for them. It's tough times for us. And we're not buying these consoles just because we're buying these consoles. We're buying them to play video games. And Microsoft is not offering anything like that. So I'm not going to pay them extra for nothing. They need to convenience me, not inconvenience me. I like Twitter because you get people's true raw emotions right away, and you're able to see that Tim Dog, no disrespect, this man has Microsoft's anal canal right deep within the rectum. He is willing to swallow and do all types of nasty things. He has a blind love for this company, and that is the sickest, most nastiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. That's the reason why they are pretending to be gamer friendly, because they know they are about to flip it on us. They are about to flip it on us. They've already flipped it on us, but guess what? Nobody cares. It's not tough times for them. I say, why don't we go hard on both instead for just going softer on Sony? Thank you so much, Detroit Reaper. Thank you so much, Detroit Reaper. Thank you so much. No, we ride both of them mother suckers if they decide to ride the prices. We don't go soft. We don't lighten up. We tighten up around here, man. Oh, guys, we need to handle Microsoft with kid gloves, man. We need to be considerate of their feelings. We need to... What? That is $1 trillion company. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with each and every single one of you? You know we are in the end times when everybody, and I mean everybody, is idol worshiping. And the ones who aren't idol worshiping are cast away, stoned to death. We're the ones that look crazy because we don't want to idol worship. Tim Dog has over 18 retweets, one quote, 336 likes, and Detroit Reaper, that was the only one that was able to bring facts, got 6. What has happened? We are living in hell right now where the devil is able to succeed and the good looks like bad and the bad looks like good. I could not believe when I saw that from Tim Dog that was very, very offensive. We need to lighten up on PlayStation because, oh, it just might happen to Microsoft as well. Well, no, we ride both of them. We hold our money until they start to serve us, not the other way around. Phil Spencer has created an environment where now he created an environment where Phil Spencer has not thanked the gamers in over 8 to 9 years. And now he does this thing where he wants to thank the developers, thank 444 Studios. They've created an environment where we are nothing and they're getting away with it. And I'm tired of it. All these corporations are doing it. They're making us seem like the bad guys. And I'm not going to sit there and let them do that to me. Make my games, you stupid piece of crap. That's all you need to do. I don't need you to lecture me. I don't need you to tell me what I'm doing wrong. You don't need to coach me. You don't need to do none of that stuff. Make my games. That's all you need to do is make my games. I don't need you to come out here and be my friend. I don't need you to sit here and tell me what I'm doing is wrong. Make my games. Make my games. Where the hell are my games? I spent $500. My comrades that's specifically on Twitter all day, every day, have nothing to play. They bought your $500 console that they won't come out and say anything about it because of idol worshiping and sinning and the filth and the disgustingness that I'm seeing on social media, but I'm not going to stand by. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stand up. I don't believe in an Xbox brotherhood. I don't want to get a bunch of retweets on Friday. Hey, shout out to Zobi and welcome to the Xbox brotherhood. Man, these are my bros, my real bros. We stand for Xbox. No, I don't want that. What I want is games. I don't like you anyway to get your retweets. I want my games. I want my games. I want my games. That is it. I don't want a friend. I want my games. I don't want you to follow me. I want my games. Sony's charging scalper prices for the PlayStation 5. Didn't I tell you that those scalpers were PlayStation? Didn't I tell you that those scalpers were PlayStation? Didn't I tell you that those scalpers were PlayStation? Every week on the X-TENDO podcast, I was exposing that there was a random warehouse with all of these PlayStations where they were scalping them. Every week on the X-TENDO podcast, I was showing you that there was warehouses full of scalpers who were scalping PlayStations. Every week on the X-TENDO podcast, I was showing you that PlayStation was scalping their PlayStation with giant warehouses. They were selling the PlayStations at astronomical prices. Those were not the fans. Those were not some great hackers. It wasn't none of that. It was PlayStation. It was PlayStation. It was PlayStation this whole time. Now they've gone ahead and made it legal. Now they're charging you scalping prices. But when I said it was trolling. When I said it, I was an African American. When I said it, I was wrong. When I said it, I was crazy. When I said it, now it's coming true. And still, nobody said I was right. Moving on. Oh, this is another thing that I said. I said this in a series of tweets. I couldn't find those tweets. How do I go back to my old tweets, guys? I made a tweet. For those of you who are following my tweets, can you please confirm for the chat room? Please do me a favor, confirm for the chat room. For those of you who are following my tweets at Monkey King Zobi, if you're not following me, you're not getting the real information. If you're not following me, you're getting lies. Those other guys are lying to you. If you want to get the truth, follow me. I'm not saying follow me in the aspects of a Christ-like figure. I'm just saying follow me on Twitter. That's it. Support me on Twitter. Support on Twitter. You're going to get the truth. You're going to get it 10 years, 20 years, 30 years before it comes true. But I said this. I said, it looks to me, because I'm a guy that knows PlayStation, it looks to me that PlayStation wants out. And they want to focus on movie productions and television series. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me. I said that, and oh my God, the PlayStation fans, they were so mad. What are you talking about? PlayStation is this much money, and they're making that much money with the PlayStation, which is they're not. They're not making any money. They're not making any money. They're not making not a dime. They're not making one single dime. That's the reason why the price hikes. That's the reason why the price hikes. That's the reason why the price hikes. They're not making a single dime. They're not making nothing. They're broke. They're still in the red. They never made back the money that they lost in the PlayStation 3 era. They never made it back. But I said, they want to make movies. They want out of gaming. They do. And then the Horizon Zero Dawn series is a go on Netflix. Not only that, I saw that they were going to be doing Gravity Rush, and that they got The Last of Us coming, and It's in my notes. All these series that they're coming out with, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, all those, you know. So everything, and I mean everything, has gone up in price due to inflation. But the minute PS5 consoles do these, there's outrage. Most of y'all don't even live in the same countries with the increase. Y'all just want to have fake outrage. Why aren't y'all holding spaces about rent going up? Because, you know, we need food. I mean, you know, technically we don't need food, but our bodies have been so polluted over the centuries that we kind of rely on food as a resource. I'm training myself daily to go without food. But I still, when I do eat, I supply myself with the proper nutrients to keep this body in tip-top form, tip-top shape. But we need food. We need water. We need gas. We need the things that are going up. Those are the things that we need. And our government, the Democratic government that is currently in rulership, you know, these things aren't just going up. They're just so stupid. They're just making all these big mistakes, and they're just, oh my God, this is just a bad administration. And then they are. And they don't know what they're doing. No, they know exactly what they're doing. They're starving you out. They're starving you out. The best way to control the people is to take away their resources, to take away what they need. You need a place to live. Technically, you don't. Birds don't need a place to live. Deer and monkeys and stuff like that. You can live out in the wilderness. We have in centuries ago. You could build a little teepee like the ancient Inuits and live in a teepee if you want. But, you know, we all want to live the comfortable life that we are currently living. So we need to pay our rent. We need to pay for food. We need to pay for water. We need to pay for gas. We shouldn't be, but we need to. But we don't need a PlayStation. We don't need a PlayStation. We don't need a PlayStation 5. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't have a PlayStation 5. I don't need it. I don't need a PlayStation. I could buy one. I saw one. I could have got it. Didn't want it. I don't need it. I do need a place to live. I do need a place to live. I do need, and a lot of reason why people won't open up spaces because talking about how rent is going up and how food is going up and how gas is going up, because a lot of people supported the Democratic Party. A lot of people who are Xbox and PlayStation fans tend to be Democrat, especially if you are a person of color. We were taught that if you were conservative, you were racist. If you were Republican, you were racist. They would put all these terms on you. But hey, listen, I'm a type of person that says, yes, I'm all of those things. What else you got? Is that it? Homophobe, racist, bigot. I'm all those things. Now what? Is that it? Is the name calling over? Okay, let's move on then. So the reason we won't see a lot of these spaces opening up is because people they can't say anything because they supported this administration. But we don't need a PlayStation the way that the prices of everything else is going up. So to see PlayStation do this is idiotic. This is greed, what PlayStation is doing. The $70 games that offer you no game, those $70 supposed games, not one of them were a game. Not one of them. I think the only one that probably was a game was the one that was free, and that was Astrobot. And I don't even think that was a game. That was just some type of gliding across it was stupid. I don't know what the hell that was. That wasn't even a game. And that was free. So yeah, I get it. You're going to get about over thousands of retweets and likes and things of that such from these Sony faithfuls. But at the end of the day, in reality, the Nintendo Switch is going to destroy PlayStation. in reality, Xbox, as soon as hopefully they get things going, hopefully they get things going. I doubt it. Especially if Microsoft is all in on Western gaming. I doubt it, especially with the DRM. At the end of the day, PlayStation is out of here. They're out of here. They're done. Nobody's buying these consoles. The people that wanted to become those consoles already got them. Now you're raising the prices to people when you're trying to convince them to buy your console. And now you completely scared them away. So now they're going to go to cheaper options. They're definitely going to go with the cheapest option, because the cheapest option, not that it's cheap, I don't think the Nintendo Switch is cheap in any way, shape, or form. I think it's extremely powerful. I think it's the only console on the market that's actually showing true power. You have yourself a handheld. You guys are playing that Xenoblade Chronicles 3? That game is ginormous, man. I'm having combats with 20 characters on screen. There's all types of things. None slow down, not one lag, not one hitch, not one giddy up, none of that, man. That is a technical marvel, something that I've never, ever seen in a handheld console. I can't even see that on Horizon Forbidden West. I'm walking straight, and the game is glitching and tearing, and screens are tearing apart, and characters are loading in. I'm playing Horizon Forbidden West just standing around. The PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X can't even perform these type of feats that I'm seeing in Xenoblade Chronicles. Truly a technical marvel. The Nintendo Switch is the only console where you are seeing true growth within the graphical landscape. The reason the games don't look like they look on the Xbox and the PS5 is because the Xbox and PS5 are not gaming consoles. They are PCs, mini PCs to be exact. The Nintendo Switch, it's a traditional console, and it's a traditional console looking like that. PlayStation and Xbox never was able to achieve those type of fates. Xbox 360, but Nintendo Switch games look better than Xbox 360 games. But that was Xbox's last traditional console, was the Xbox 360. But after that, they went to mini PCs. So of course you can see the things that you're seeing on there, but still, limited gameplay. You can see the freckles on Aloy's face, but the gameplay is so drastically limited. Seriously, I understand you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm telling you, true console growth, true graphical growth is in the Nintendo Switch. That is a phenomenal console. But we have idiots that are run by IGN. We have idiots in the gaming media. I think Digital Foundry did something, but I don't watch Digital Foundry. But I do think that they did do Nintendo its just dues with Xenoblade Chronicles and showing how much of a technical marvel is. That's what I got from you guys, but I didn't see it yet. One of the days I will watch it, and I will get back at you, and I will give Digital Foundry their props if they're able to. Trust me, I didn't even see the Digital Foundry video, and I'm already telling you things because, you know, I'm that guy. I'm that guy when it comes to gaming. So yeah, this tweet is cute. You're trolling. You got the type of Disney character with swords and stuff surrounding. I guess you said something that was going to get you attacked. Oh my God, I'm going to get attacked because of this tweet. But at the end of the day, when the numbers come out, PlayStation is out of here. But it's cute though. That's cute. Oh, Paris is here. Paris is back. Somebody posted a picture of Paris. He looked like he was under some type of MK Ultra. Listen, I don't want to talk too crazy, you know. I know you guys are sharing these videos with him, and he's getting angry. But listen, he looks like he's under some type of MK Ultra spell. His eyes was all bucked out. Yo, Zuby, look what's going on with Paris. He took a picture with his eyes just expanded. His eyes were real wide. He wasn't moving. He was under some type of MK Ultra glitch. But anyway, if I was still trying to obtain a PS5 and woke up today realizing it's going to cost even more, I'm not happy. If anything, it's a sign of concern for potential price increase across the industry. Well, the thing was, see, this is the thing I do not like is that they go, yeah, I'm mad at PlayStation, but everybody else is going to do it. I don't like that. Everybody else is not going to do that. It's just PlayStation. It's PlayStation's job. It's Microsoft's job. It's Nintendo's job to convenience us. If Nintendo was to raise the price, they would give us another model, give us more reasons to spend more money. So they'll make upgrades and tweaks here and there. But they're not just going to take the regular Nintendo Switch and just say, okay, here you go. We're going to just raise the price of the regular Nintendo Switches. Absolutely not. They're going to say, okay, you got an OLED screen now. Okay, now the battery life lasts longer. You know, the little small things here and there to kind of perfect the Nintendo Switch, like they've done with all of their Nintendo consoles. The Nintendo DS, Nintendo DS Lite, and Nintendo DSi, they were just minor improvements, but they were improvements that were needed in order to perfect those consoles. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP, and all these other things. Nintendo Switch, you know. So no, they're not just going to give us the charge us extra money for nothing. That's a PlayStation thing. Sony has always been sneaky and anti-consumer. MF is news to let the scalpers win so they could inflate the council. Yeah, man, I agree. Those scalpers were them, though. Those scalpers were Sony. Some type of DVO is coming to the Nintendo Switch. This guy, he's kind of an anti-Nintendo guy, so I'm not really too sure. I don't know what's going on. But he says the world's crappiest DRM is coming to Nintendo Switch and will only hurt the paid customer. And Dinvu by Ireta launches the first Nintendo Switch emulator protecting technology to safeguard games launched on Nintendo Switch. You know, I don't usually go after people on social media, but I was going after these guys that were stealing Nintendo Switch games and putting them on the Steam Deck. I hate when these guys sit there and they bash Nintendo, but then they'll go and steal it and flaunt it on something else. On Nintendo, it sucks, but on Steam Deck, it's amazing, you know? And I was coming after them and I was saying, you know, I knew this was going to come. Now, to a degree, Nintendo needs to protect their games. I understand. I get that. But with protection comes more of a hindrance on the people who are doing the right thing. And DRM is coming to the Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure in what form, but it's all thanks to the people who've stolen from Nintendo. I was fighting to protect us, but it looks like you guys chosen the momentary gratification when I was looking out for the long term. Hopefully we get more information on this in the future. But it's not looking good, man. If DRM comes to the Nintendo Switch where I am not able to own my game, I will not be buying Nintendo Switch games anymore. That's a fact. PS5 increasing in price by 50 to 30 pounds in Europe and UK, plus raises in Canada, Australia, and China. Rise of costs have forced Sony's hand. You know, and this guy, he's kind of anti-Nintendo and pro-Sony. And he's, you know, making excuses for PlayStation. So the gaming media is already out in the forefront to protect PlayStation, but it's not going to work. It might work for social media, but social media is such a small conglomerate of people who's actually buying these consoles. Gaming media try as you must, but the PlayStation is out of here. No rise in the US. I don't expect it to hurt PS5 sales. How would you not know that? In the short term? Yeah, a lot of these media pundits were coming out and saying they don't see. How would you know that? But will boost the Xbox mentions about lowering the cost barrier to games. Whew, it's tough over there on the PlayStation, man. It's tough. These are my notes for the X-TENDO, for other podcasts, excuse me. Capcom originally, oh, that's side stuff. Saints Row is a disaster. Disguise 7 was announced. Just made this, yeah, like I said, I believe PlayStation wants out of gaming. I think they want out because they got movies for Ghost of Tsushima, Gravity Rush, Gran Turismo's got a movie, Days Gone, Jax and Daxter. In the series that they have announced, The Last of Us, God of War, Horizon, and Twisted Metal. Yeah. Gravity Rush is getting a series, but they refuse to make Gravity Rush games. But like I said, that just further goes into confirming that they want out of gaming. They don't like the game. The gaming community has lied to them so long. The PlayStation fanboys have been lying and lying, talking about they were going to buy this. They didn't. We can't wait for this. They won't. They're lying. They're lying. They're lying. So they think they can make more of an investment with their movies and television series. Is anybody going to watch the Last of Us series? That's so silly to me. I didn't even want to watch it. Notice what I'm saying right here. I didn't even want to watch it when I was playing when I was supposedly playing The Last of Us, which was not a game. I don't know. You know, it's not even a simulation. I don't even know what the hell you would call that. A movie. Is somebody actually going to sit there and tune into the series every week? That's some real hardcore idol worshiping right there. For somebody to be sitting there, that got to be some real sick, demented person right there. That person has to be truly not feeling well, because who's going to sit there and watch The Last of Us? That's just incredibly boring. That's ridiculous. That's going to flop on site. Unfortunate to see reviews not landing. Yeah, Western gaming is dead. Western gaming is dead. And that's actually being generous. That's 62. It's actually lower than that. That's actually a high score. That's a high score for a bad game. Western gaming is dead. Western gaming is dead. Sounds like the KOTOR remake is even big in trouble. Western gaming is dead. Western gaming is dead. Western gaming is dead. KOTOR is about to. Now, what's funny is, where's Metroid Prime, man? Nobody's gonna ask where Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is, and I'm not talking about in the aspects of fanboy right now. Some people might think I'm saying that because, well, you're just saying that because, I mean, no, excuse me. They're just saying, not me. They're just saying that because they're hating on Nintendo. No. They really want to play Metroid Prime 4. The Sony fanboys that are coming out and asking where Metroid Prime 4 is, they really want to play that. That's why they're asking for it. Because they don't ask for crap on the PlayStation. And the reason they will not ask for KOTOR, even though it's getting different people working on it in games and things of that such, even though it's going to take forever for this game to come out, they're talking about data, even though this game can come out in 2024. It's going to be one of those Wolverine and Spider-Man games going to come out in 2025, 2026. Unlike Nintendo, where they announce games within the span of 4 to 3 to 6 months. 6 months is pushing it. Sony and Microsoft are announcing games that don't even have release dates nowhere in sight. Did you see that last Xbox experience and the games that were supposed to be coming out in a span of 12 months? It was a disaster. We've forgotten about we forgot that showcase even happened. And here's Saints Row. Oh God, look at this. That 6 is a high score for this. What is going on? Saints Row was so invested in pushing liberal propaganda. They thought they were going to get high scores because they were woke. And look what happened. And might I add, this is the most anticipated game on the Xbox right now. Might I add, this is their most anticipated game. And look at it. They were getting on the Pokemon graphics. Sony fanboy, of course. Even though I do like this better than that. But it was, people were going, I ain't going to allow you to bash Pokemon anymore after you were bashing Sword and Shield. You ain't going to use Sword and Shield as a defense mechanism, even though I do think this looks better than that. But this is pre-built. Nintendo games tend to look better when they release. But I do prefer the color palette over the more realistic. I wish Pokemon went cell shaded. I don't know why they don't want to go cell shaded for a nice dark cell shading. What's cell shading for those who don't know? What games came out recently that were cell shaded? You know that game Okami with that little wolf running around. I gotta find games that you guys play. Okami. I can't say Dragon Quest 8. I can't say, because you guys never played those games. You wouldn't have no idea what I'm talking about. You guys don't play real games, so I got to find fake games for you guys to know. I wish they would go with the more cell shaded, even though I do like this, but a nice dark lining around it to give it more of that anime drawn look would be better for the Pokemon series. Anyway, that's besides everything. Yeah, and Sony's being sued. So much we got to talk about, but guys, we're kind of running a little late. What time is it? How long? Yeah, we've been on for 2 hours. Yeah. Persona has shading? Cell shading? I don't think so. Maybe Persona 5. Wind Waker. Yeah, Wind Waker. But I don't think anybody play, my audience is predominantly Xbox and Nintendo guys are playing video games. They're not here. I'm talking to the Xbox and PlayStation guys. They have no idea what Wind Waker is, But I know you guys know, but they don't know. They're like, what the hell is cell shade? Yeah, movies. And stop Asian hate, black women's. This is all for, hey, look at this. Look at these beautiful graphics. IGN, they're buffoons. They're idiots. Look at this. Come on. Look how beautiful this is. And they're talking about this is trash. Look at this. Creatures are flying by. Water's running. There's a waterfall running. Water physics. And this is supposed to be ugly, according to IGN. What a phenomenal website of just pure propaganda. Look at this. Water's falling. This is a technical marvel. And IGN is talking about this is it's just so hard to look at. No, it's hard to look at because you hate Nintendo. And you can't stand its success. You can't stand that the Nintendo Switch is destroying PlayStation 5, even in the graphics department. And it turns your stomach to the point where you don't even want to look at it. But you're going to have to look at it. You're forced to look at it now because the PlayStation is dead. And Xbox ain't making video games. So the only place you can play video games is on the Nintendo Switch. So now you're forced to look at it. All that hate that you did for the Wii U has come back in full circle. Now you're forced to suck the teat of Nintendo. Because you can't talk about PlayStation and Xbox because that don't give you no clicks no more. All the clips come from Nintendo and it just turns your little stomach, doesn't it? It turns your stomach. I love it. Oh, I got to talk about this. I made a tweet about this, and this is one of the main reasons why Western gaming is dead. So if you want proof on why Western gaming is dead, I'm not just, you guys just think I'm making this thing about thin air. I've been thinking that for years. I've been making things up, but you will believe the smiling Caucasian. You will believe Matt Damon, the good Caucasian, right? The liberal Caucasian. You'll believe him. I got to talk about this. You'll believe this. Suddenly, all of a sudden, you believe. When the African American said it, you didn't believe it. It was trolling. You'll believe this. Check this out. This applies to Western gaming. This applies to Western gaming. And Japanese gaming, when it pertains to, I wouldn't say Square Enix anymore, even though Square Enix is putting a lot of money in Final Fantasy 16, and they're putting a lot of money into Forspoken, but Square Enix is changing. So
going through the streaming services.
Capcom is kind of the only one that's sticking to its guns, but they'll turn around as well. But check this out, guys. They're talking about the movie business, but this applies to gaming as well. That's the reason why I say Western gaming is officially dead, thanks to Matt Damon. He's going to break it down right here. Are you listening? Open up your get the sugar daddy out of your ear. Pluck that out and listen.
So I think a scenario lots of viewers can relate to is sitting on the couch on a Friday night, going through the streaming services, cycling through the movies and thinking to themselves.
Separate movies, just put games. For separate streaming services, think of Game Pass, PlayStation Plus. Think of that.
They're not making movies for me anymore. As somebody who's been intimately involved.
They're not making games for me anymore. We just saw that with Gamescom. A lot of people came out and they were just, a lot of fake gamers were coming out and saying that there weren't any games coming out anymore. This applies to us as well. Well, to you as well. I'm good. I got my Nintendo Switch. I got my retro games. I'm good.
Involved in movie making for 30 years. What are the macro Hollywood conditions behind that sentiment?
Well, so what happened was the DVD was a huge part of our business, of our revenue stream.
Physical gaming.
And technology has just made that obsolete.
Physical gaming.
And so the movies that we used to make, you could afford to not make all of your money when it played in the theater, because you knew you had the DVD coming behind the release, and 6 months later you get a whole other chunk. It would be like reopening the movie almost. And when that went away, that changed the type of movies that we could make. I did this movie Behind the Candelabra, and I talked to a studio executive who explained it was a $25 million movie. I would have to put that much into print advertising, right, to market it. We call P&A, so I'd have to put that in P&A. So now I'm in $50 million. I have to split everything I get with the exhibitor, right, the people who own the movie theaters. So I would have to make $100 million before I got into profit. And the idea of making $100 million on a story about like a love affair between these two people, yeah, I love everyone in the movie, but that's suddenly a massive gamble in a way that it wasn't in the 1990s when they were making all those kind of movies, the kind of movies that I loved and the kind of movies that were my bread and butter.
Now, let's put that into layman's terms for a lot of people, because a lot of people, I put this on Twitter. I said that this is the same thing that's going to apply to gaming as well. And a lot of the Xbox fanboys came in and got frustrated with me because they were trying to say that this isn't the movie scene. There isn't a movie theater scene. They didn't make their they don't have a movie. You know what I'm saying? But like the same thing applies for gaming as well. Because when you have that physical medium, when you have to use that money, that budget to print copies of physical games, where it would be a lot more cheaper to just to shoot it straight to the streaming services. You put the budget into the physical games, that physical box. Not only that, you got to send that to the stores on Friday or Tuesday. And then when that store sells your game, 50% or 20% of that money goes to Microsoft and the rest of the money goes to the store. So you're sharing the money there with the stores. All this money that is being used, not only that, you're using millions of dollars to create these games. And by delaying the game, by these game delays, they're not to improve the game. They're not, because all these games that have been delayed over time, due to, listen, at the end of the day, they need to delay the game to make it better. That's not true. They don't get better. They're still buggy, broken messes when they launch. They're still crap games when they launch. The thing is, when you delay, you're spending more money because you need to go in and fix and tweak, and you got to go bring everybody in, and you got to pay for the workers to come in and tweak, and Microsoft has to spend so much more money into Starfield. But if you could take away these middlemen, the game stores, the physical boxes being printed out, it's the reason why we don't get instruction manuals and things of that such, all because of the cost of money of creating these physical mediums. And at the end of the day, we can own the product that we're releasing. We can charge people any type of price that we want to charge them. Now with PlayStation looking online and seeing how much the scalpers are charging, they're going to start charging those type of prices. And we see it now with the games and with the consoles. Those budgets aren't as, we can make a cheaper game. We can, you know what I'm saying? The game might look like, it seems like it's a big budget game, but it's actually real cheap, short, walking, no gameplay, absolutely no gameplay whatsoever. And that's the reason why you are seeing the Western gaming die. And it's about to get even worse with streaming services. You're going to be on these little game passes, and you're going to be talking about, I got this game and that game, which are not games. These games that they're talking about that are coming to Game Pass are not games. Maybe the Japanese games, it's very, very small percentage of Japanese games are coming over that are seeing no success whatsoever. Persona 5 is doomed on Xbox, if you're going to tell me. That's the reason why they had to put it on a Nintendo Switch as well, to make some type of money back. But they're going to be losing on Xbox, because Xbox guys do not play Japanese games. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just the truth. But if you can take out the middlemen, take out the Walmarts, you can take out the GameStops, you can even take out you. And we can give you whatever it is that we want to give you, and you're just going to take it because it's free on Game Pass. Twitter is about to get flooded. Facebook, Grindr. Oh my God. People are just, they're just going to be using these things as fanboy fodder, as we see today. Nobody's going to be playing games. Nobody's going to be playing games. Nobody is going to be playing games. And I'm talking about when it pertains to the Xbox and the PlayStation. They're doing that now. You guys can see that now. So it's not like I'm making it up, but it's going to be 10 times worse. It's going to be 10 times worse. We saw it with Halo Infinite. They gave us a little piece of a game. They didn't even finish the game. Gave us a little piece of a game. They can do what they want. They can give us pieces of a game all at one time, whenever they feel like they're giving it to us. But as long as they're friendly, it's okay. And that's the truth. That's true. If I was a friendlier person, there would be over 7 billion people in here. I am too good to only have 30-something odd people in here. I'm too amazing. I'm too good. But I'm not friendly. My approach is a little aggressive. I'm not going to sit here and cater to a bunch of grown men. But as long as you're friendly, they will come. But this applies to gaming as well. What Matt Damon said is this is the same thing that is happening to gaming right now, and especially within the Western developers. Japan developers, they're okay for now, because I'm seeing Square Enix and I'm seeing Nintendo. I think they understand to say, hey, you know what? Let's not, and this is the reason why I liked the 3DS so much during the time where the big consoles were competing, including the Wii U. I liked the 3DS because they were able to give us a smaller package with it was cheaper to make, but it was a bigger game, you know? You were getting these grand, huge games, and they were made out of like $20. It was $20 to make the game. So it wasn't really like you lost. You were earning. And the same goes for today with games like Live Alive and Octopath Travelers and Triangle Strategies. these real smaller, cheaper budget games that look nice, that are paying homage to the past and the present, but they're all super, super cheap to make, and you're able to make 10 times more money if you make a Final Fantasy VII remake, where all of the resources will be going into trying to give you these lifelike graphics. But when the sales numbers come out, you spent more money making the game than actually getting the money back. It's so bad over there at Microsoft and Sony. They have to put their games on the PC. When I saw that, nobody thought that was a big deal, but the gaming media and Phil Spencer and Microsoft, they kind of made it a household norm now to put your games on the PC. And I was kind of with PlayStation by saying, don't put your games on the PC, But as soon as PlayStation put those games in the PC, I said, ooh, another nail in the coffin. Things are bad over there. Once you start seeing games go to the PC, it is a wrap. Nobody is buying games over there, but they're not making games over there at Microsoft and PlayStation. So I do not blame, to a degree, I don't blame you. Only thing I blame is, hey, stop hyping these games up if you're not going to buy them. Let's pull it back a bit, And gaming media, stop trying to force this crap down our throats. If the gaming media wasn't so aggressive with forcing Ratchet and Clank and Horizon and God of War on us, then I don't think I would be as mad. If everything was in their proper context, I don't think I would be as frustrated. Xenoblade Chronicles, that game wasn't too expensive to make. It looks great. It looks phenomenal. It works amazing on that hardware. They're really pushing the limit. But it's not going to be as much as making a Final Fantasy VII remake. And the Final Fantasy VII remake is 35 hours long, and the Xenoblade Chronicles is 500 hours long. And I'm talking about with completion, like 100%ing Final Fantasy VII is 35 hours long. The original Final Fantasy took 36 hours to complete, and that wasn't even 100%. That was just running through the storyline. Like speed running, I love that model. I love the Nintendo Switch. I love handheld gaming because we keep things within our proper concept, our proper perspective. We don't need to spend all these monies, man. Once you beat these little 5-hour games, you start to see the credits roll, and you start seeing all these little names coming by, and then this person worked on the eye flickering animations, and this person worked on the muscle twitching animations, and that person worked on it. It's like watching a Marvel movie, and you start seeing at the end of the Marvel movie, you start seeing all these credits roll by and all these names. When a Nintendo game is over, you see about 2 names come across the screen. 2D, yeah. When Xenoblade Chronicles 2 ends, 5 people's names cross the No, seriously, that's the truth. They only had about 5 to 6 people working on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and you were able to get such a big game. It's not technically one of my favorite games, but I'm going to do when I get some more time, we will be bringing back the JRPG podcast, and we will be doing the Dragon Ball Z podcast. And when I do my JRPG podcast, we will be going over the top 5 Nintendo Switch JRPG Switch games, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 will be there. It will be there. All this money, these delays, these delays are horrible. This is not a good thing. I understand these fake media pundits are coming out, Paris and Alana Pierce and this guy and that guy and Digital Foundry and all of them are coming out and say this is a good thing. No, it's not. They're spending more money. It's good for them, but it's bad for you. The more money they spend, the more they're going to find ways to get that money back. So here comes the DRM. Here it comes. Here comes the streaming services. It's convenient now. But as a man, I do not like conveniency. I hate conveniency. I hate it. I hate self-checkouts. I hate direct Was it direct deposit when you get paid? I want to get that check. Go to my bank. Look at the teller in his face. You know what I mean? I do not like conveniency as a man. I do not. I like the hard work. Easy times bring soft men. Hard times bring hard men. All that easy access is building up the estrogen inside of you guys, and you guys are so emotional you can't even hear the words coming out of a man's mouth. I got to sit here and cater to your feelings first, then you guys can hear me. We got men that are diving into their emotions now. What's going on here? My feelings. You hurt my feelings, Obi. I'm out of here. That's because of easy access. That's because of the conveniency. Your estrogen is built up. You guys are half a female now, man. You guys are transgender and you don't even know it. Yeah, you guys are trans and you don't even know it. Microsoft owns PCs. Of course, they put their games on there. They didn't do it in the past. They didn't do it in the past. Yeah, one game here and there, but they didn't do all their games. They didn't do it in the past, and business was booming. They're spending more money on games now, so they have to find a way to get that money back. So they're going to put it on the PC. And then they're going to throw the DRM on there so that you cannot own the game. All the money goes to them. Every dime goes to them. You can't make money. No. We're not going to allow that. It wasn't on the PC in the past. All right, guys. I hope you guys are ready for the death of Western gaming. Because to be honest with you, you've allowed it. You've allowed it. And you're going to get exactly what you asked for. I don't even know if it's really what you asked for. I think the corporations have tricked you into believing that this is what you want. Also, you could protect the brand and idol worshiping and things of that such. But I hope it was worth it, guys. I hope it was worth it. Thank God for the Nintendo Switch. Because if it wasn't for that company, we'd be all on Twitter and not playing video games. All right, guys. I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for everybody that stopped by. But the end is upon us. For those of you who had trust in PlayStation and Western gaming, your days are numbered. Your days are over. Good riddance.